if I listen all the worldwide class economics, I think they miss the target, because every time they are saying something, it's wrong a few months later. For example, if you take the crisis, you say, it seems better. It seems going better if I listen to all these very clever people. It seems better. First, you don't know their agenda. You don't know exactly what they have in mind, especially the politician people. You don't know. Perhaps they want to be elected, perhaps they will. So you don't know, so you don't listen. My job is to be sure that if I take an assumption, I will take the right decision. Because you don't have to think that a CEO is taking decision because he's really clever. You are taking decision because you analyze the different context and the different assumption. So the most important is not to take a decision. The most important is to listen. Many people, or perhaps people close to you, just because reps in the street or whatever, because they got the feeling, they know if it is good or not, or people are anxious or not. And having said that, you say, okay, assumption about the crisis, my assumption. Europe, 10 years. 10 years. Nothing good before 10 years. Emerging country, yes, okay. But just listen to the Chinese Prime Minister, le premier. What he said, end of 2 months ago, I think. Growth for 2012 for China, 7%, 7.5. So, yes, 7 point, very strong, not for China. 1 point growth more or less in China, it's like 10 points in France, because 1.5 billion people. So, my job is to listen about this and take the right assumption. My assumption is Europe, 10 years of difficulties. China, Central Europe, Russia, I'm confident. Long term, I'm confident. For a very specific reason for me. You have gas. Russia will be there. It's a huge country. Not so far from our country. So it's a country on which I bet. US, I think they will recover. Because they are fighting. from the history, they want to be number one. So, okay, fine, go ahead, be number one. But they will recover. I'm not an economist. Now, if I am wrong, fine. If there is a recover situation in Europe, wonderful. And I will give you an example. 2008, everybody was saying, no, don't worry. We have the emerging country. And Emmanuel Faber and myself, the other vice chairman of the group, we said, no, if there is a decline in Western Europe, we will have 1 point or 2 points less in China, which is mathematic, because they are producing 30% of their GDP by selling product to Europe. If the Europe decline, China will decline a little bit. So we have to take care of that. And 2009, 2010, wonderful, the crisis behind us. Yes. What about Greece? And suddenly, my assumption is that will stay difficult in Europe for 10 years. Depends when you start. And I think that the emerging country will continue to pull the growth, the economic growth. Having said that, if you look at our water business, for example, you take volume, you take net sales, and margin, 2/3 of the 3 are coming from the emerging country. I'm a little bit optimistic, if you can.
That's very good.